Well, we're all fingers and thumbs today. And why? Well, we moved house, new setting, everything's in chaos. But is the charts in chaos? Let's log on and find out.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff, and sitting next to me is the Wild Wonder Wink. And if you've never seen this before, we will apologise because the place is in bits. We've just moved into this house. We've made a temporary workstation, and we've got crap everywhere. Why have we got crap everywhere?
Because the plasters are in there, so we can't put stuff in there.
See that? That was a good one, boys and girls. See, normally she would say, it's because you're a scruffy git and I wish you'd grow up. Well, not today. I've got a good excuse. We've got builders on the other side of that door, and that's why I'm doing this early. I'm doing it as a set and forget because internet will be going off because I've got to remove the router out of the room. And why? Because they destroyed my radio yesterday that I got for my birthday 2 weeks ago. I thought it was being nice giving them some music, and they battered it senseless with plaster. So what's the chances of a new radio?
Yeah, you'll have to. It was a present.
You think my life's easy? Trust me, it's not. Not living with a wild wonder here, because she's killing me, boys and girls. She's killing me.
What was that?
Well, I'm doing this job. I had to get up really early to do it before them lunatics turn up. And then I've got to go to bed with you, who is a lunatic, do my husband duties, which is normally roll over, burp, and go to sleep. See, you thought it was something else there, didn't you? You thought I was going to say something else there, didn't you? Did you want us to do something else? No, that'll be no then. Again. This getting old lark's no good. See, we're not like you youngsters that watch this. You know, we've already seen and done it and sort of think, I'll just have a cup of coffee instead. And why? Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Right, sorry, enough of the rambles. I do get told off some people, you know. They say, we don't want to hear about your life. We just want to see what you do on the charts. We just want you to show me a strategy. Well, tough shit, it's my channel. I like what I do. I do this for enjoyment, and I do the charts because it pays me. And it isn't strategy that pays me. So for the clowns that say that, take a deep look at what goes on. It's all in the management. You can get into a trade on the flick of a coin. It's how you manage that trade. That's where the money is. Okay? And yes, you've got to analyse it, and yes, you've got to understand a bit about what you're doing, but it's not all about strategy. Strategy is just that much. Then it's that much for the management. It's probably that much underneath the management in money management, and then it's up here. It's common sense. That's how you survive in trading. Pick your direction, pick your levels. Understand what it is you want the market to achieve, and then wait. That's trading. If you think it's X marks the spot, sadly it's not. Not really. I've done this coming on nearly 19 years this year. Was I very good when I started? No, because I was probably where you were. My trading is not traditional because I didn't come into this because I saw a YouTube video. It was my job. But I used to live on daily charts, and it was a different type of trading. But when I came into day trading, I had to evolve and adapt. And I went down the route of, oh, well, this indicator does that, and that indicator does the other, and therefore this is what will happen. And I found that I lost a lot of money. When I stepped back and started to understand that I'm not better than the market, and all I need is the crumbs the big boys leave behind, then I realised that I could make a living from this. And that's where we are today. So let us jump onto the charts. The chart of choice today is Aussie dollar. Now, I've already pulled this up for the guys in the Discord group. If you've never seen this before, it's the group that I moderate. It's run by YouTube, not by me. I just provide all the content and moderate the Discord. Okay. And in here, the membership get to see what I'm up to at any one time, because I think that's fair. So we always start in chat and music. It's where we sort of, well, anything goes in here. Say good morning to each other and what we've done at the weekend, etc. But then we do actually get into the charts, sort of today's Forex. So we're into Forex. And as you can see, we'll get into it, and the guys will have very good discussions on this. And I'll put my 2 pence in, and I'll actually say what I'm going to do before I do it. And that's what this is today. So what we have is the video of the markup, how my levels are put into place. And then I'll do an additional video, which is actually what I'm looking at and how I'm going to trade this, which is here. Now, this is also followed up, or it goes in first rather, which is by the strength. Now, this sheet goes in very early mornings. It tells you the strongest and weakest Forex of the day. It's also got by rules, etc. And as you can see, there's no majors in here really, and it's pound JPY, but it's bank holiday in the UK today. So I don't really want to be trading the pound because I don't think it's going to do a great deal, not in the grand scheme of things. But in my majors pick, it pulled out Aussie US. And why? Well, you've got Euro GP. And again, I just said I don't want to trade the pound. So it's the best of the 3. And what we can see, the Aussie's relatively strong versus sort of US it's not weak, but it's not strong either. But what attracts me is this side. It's the change of strength from the last data sample. Now that's pushed up aggressively, but that's moving up as well. Okay, so what happens is steam runs out, and if steam's running out, that means you can have a good quick snap. Well, then look at it again, and on the top of each hour I put in what's called scruffy bias, which is this one. Now this has gone in at 7:45. It's currently 8:10 at the moment, and it's telling me to sell it, and it's saying it's a fair trade. In other words, pretty good. Okay, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're looking at this moment in time. Now the area of interest that I have is this red box here, this one. So I'm kind of half expecting it to push up there, bounce, and then come back. Now, because it's bank holiday, I don't necessarily want to be going for a big target. So if I can get 5-10 pips, I'll be more than happy today. We've got nothing running, there's no tickets, and we're on a clean sheet for this week. And if I was to kind of show you how I track things, if I pull up my trader sync, you'll be able to see. Now this should show you what I did last month, because we finished pretty strong last month. Just pull that down there. Find my calendar. There's the calendar. There you go. Because April is the first month of my tax year. There you go. That's my wage account. 10,278. I had a stonking month last month. So let's see if we can replicate that, because I only really had one bad day. Okay. So that's pushing up into there. What I'll do is I'll switch the camera off for now, because it might take it maybe it's half an hour or so to get up there. But once it's in that zone, I'll switch the camera on and we'll leave it. But I'm looking to enter here to come back down. Now, one of the problems I have is the plasterers are coming and I'll have to turn the broadband off. So if I can get the order in before they turn up, fantastic. I'll get to show you it. If not, I'll come back at the end of the night when they're finished and I'll show you the trade. But as you can see, this is the chart that's going to be. The orders is going to be in and around this area for it to pull back into a short. Now, if I just step this out to an hours chart, if it breaks through that barrier, I will stage up to this dotted line. That's as far as I'm willing to go. So I'm quite happy to enter here, stage all the way up here, maybe as a tail over the top, and then come back down. All right, but that's my basic layout for today, and I'll come back to you when I've either entered the trade or when the plasterers have gone and I can switch back up. Catch you in a bit. Okay guys, we're back. It's pushed into the area and triggered the first order. So we can pull this down and now you can see it. So it's come up into the zone that I was interested in. I've put my targets in, which I'm quite happy, just the base of this. And that's it. So we'll let the camera run out. You may see extra orders come up into this. It's all part of the plan. And let's see what we can get. Okay guys, job's done. Pretty much done what I wanted this morning. It's worked out quite well. So let's have a look, see what the figures are. There you go, 141. Just by working the chart while I was sitting, doing odds and sods, keeping out the way of the plasterers. Can't grumble with that. So what's the moral of the story here? It's very simple. Had a basic premise, stuck to that premise, and just worked the market as it gave it to me. Because you'll see the market will push up, give you an opportunity to see where you're going to go short, and if you're wrong, well, just let it run a little bit. Get a little bit extra into it. In other words, load up at a better price. As it comes down, it's going to wave, and then you just work those waves. Now, the common sense thing to do is stick with a single direction. Try not to try and catch both ways. because if you get it wrong, you will really get it wrong. Just one of those things, guys. Because that is a question I get all the time. If I know it's going up, why don't I try and trade both ways? Well, for me, I just think it's gambling. You have a bias, you stick with that bias, and that way you don't get confused. That's my thoughts on it anyway. So, bit of an off-the-cuff trade today, but it's done quite well, quite happy. If you're stuck, very easy found. Just drop down in the description, you find all my contact details. And I do answer every single one of them. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.